You turn that shit up to True Blood in this next movie, dog. Come on now. Hey,
dude,
speaking of well, not even turning down. He turned up on this deal. Brian Flores accepted that gig with Tomlin.
Yeah, I forgot.
Like you said. That was some good shit. I gotta commend you on that one. Give you your props and claps.
Where's my buttons? I need to find my. Where's the soundboard?
Bro, it's over there.
I missed the soundboard. I can clap for myself on the soundboard.
Yeah, walk us through that. How did you see that? You're so insightful,
dude. I just began. One, I was at a wedding last weekend in Pensacola, and the groom and his father and their on all the father's brothers are all diehard Steelers fans, and so. Because we have such a rivalry from that standpoint, I got to make sure I get all the information on the Steelers.
Gotcha.
And it popped up, and it's like, oh, Brian Flores supposed to be assistant coach, linebackers coach, and amazing. So happy he was able to get an opportunity, especially so soon after it. So quickly. You don't really see things like this, but also kind of surprised that he got an opportunity so soon. And I mean, it's great. I'm like, trust me, there's no problems with it whatsoever. But like, they're like, oh, assistant linebackers coach. Not surprised either. Like, he wasn't going to come in as a coordinator. He's not going to come in as a head coach. What happened is Tallman probably went to the owner and to the GM, be like, yo, I will take care of any other outside riffraff. If anything comes in, like, I'll kind of own that opportunity type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to deal with it as owners and as a GM and stuff like that.
It was just surprising to me that they did that move. One, I had to start from a team standpoint. They don't have a quarterback, a real quarterback number one to go to. Like, so that should have been concern number one. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the GM, not so much as I'm trying to appease this guy to make our rule, the Art Rooney rule, look even better. Two, that's going to be taken away from his time with his legal shit. That's the reason why he's going to be the assistant linebackers coach, right? Is that what it is? Assistant linebackers coach?
Yeah. Assistant.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why he's going to be the assistant linebackers coach, because they're going to know, like, hey, there's going to be some times you're going to have to go out, handle your business, do all that. And third, I really just thought he was going to stay out and, like, fight all this legally for what he was saying before. Like, I'm trying to ensure this for future generations, for people that look like me or go through the same, whatever he wants to call it. I don't want to say discrimination, because there's a whole bunch of shady shit that always happens all throughout the table, all across the board. But something definitely did happen in Miami, but you just wouldn't expect to see another team. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the same conference in the AFC, trying to take some more heat on that. When there's more pressing matters for that team in the whole. You know what I mean?
I get that. It's crazy. But like something that also, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it surprises me either, but apparently he hasn't even, like, ever since him and Bill talked with that situation, they haven't talked once. They haven't texted. They haven't talked on the phone. Not a single message. And that was on ESPN, I think, late last week. I'm like, damn, that's kind of wild. Like, clearly it was like a mishap, this, that, and the other thing. But, like, apparently, because they're talking about, like, did you talk to Patriots about having, about getting a job and things like that? And, like, I haven't talked to Bill on any of them since the text messages. So,
well, that's another thing that was going to come with it. You have to know at one point.
You kind of exposed them, like
that relationship. I'm not going to say it's terminated, but it's definitely going to be a little strained. He's obviously going to feel. Anybody would feel that type of way. You know what I'm saying? White, black, blue, brown, doesn't matter. If you get text from your former employer saying, "Hey, congratulations," but he got you on a mishap because of the same initials, all that shit, and off the first name, not. First and last, just off the first name, just says, "Oh, Brian. I see Brian. I see a B. That I know where I'm going with this. Boom. Tell me you're not going to feel some type of way if someone gives you that information. Oh, didn't mean you, Brian, whatever. I meant you, Brian Dobo."
Honestly, I'm just glad he's coaching. Like, I'm glad, like, because I when we talked the last episode, right, it sounded like that, you guys weren't sure if he was going to be back in the league, like, coaching anytime soon. And I just think he's too talented and good for the sport to not be coaching. So I'm glad he's coaching. I'm glad he found an organization that will hopefully, treat him right, take care of him. The one thing I am surprised is that like, I figured if he was going to come back, it would at least be at like a coordinator level. That was kind of my thinking, because, like, I felt like, You worked your way up, rightfully so. You became a head coach. You were a successful head coach, and most people don't think you should have been fired. And then, like, you know, you kind of became like a martyr for the cause. And now, like, you know, if you were going to come back, I felt like it should have at least been in like some sort of like prominent role. But that being said, I'd rather him, you know, as an assistant to the defense or, you know, whatever it is than not doing anything.
But either way you look at it, that's a downgrade. Whoever is in a high
It
position
is,
in,
right.
in this league, you never want to downgrade no matter what's
for
going
sure.
on. And this
For
is
sure.
one of the situations where there's happened to be something big going on. And it brings me back to my point to attest to say that I thought, like how you say, if he was going to come back, he would be a coordinator.
Right.
With that being said, that might have been a year after all this shit
Right.
happens. Or right before the season. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Just
right.
to get that established role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also, part two of what I'm saying is that's exactly the reason why I knew that he was only going to get a small time job if he did, like he has now, because he's going to have to go and deal with legal issues.
Right.
Dude's still on talk shows talking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? With his two lawyers right there, where he's really not even. You might say like a phrase or a sentence or two, but after that, it's the lawyers like, hey, we're going to take it over. We're going to talk from here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's pretty much going to be until they figure out whatever this case is.
Right,
You know what
right,
I mean?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I want, do you know, like, while the case is ongoing, right? Do you
Right.
think it's good, like, do you think it would be like a conflict of interest for him to be coaching while there's like an active case in the NFL? Like, how do you think that works?
I mean, I was thinking that too. I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I thought he wasn't going to get a job for so long because of how long this is going to be drawn out and all the people that could
Right.
potentially be affected by it. Because it's like, who knows? Like, one, they're doing in conference, right? Or they're like within the same division, and it's just like, what if some other shit pops up from the current owner, or the Steelers or whatever, right? What if something happens from that standpoint? Oh, not the same division. I'm dumb.
Same conference. I know what you
Same
mean.
conference,
Yeah.
but like, what if something pops up from a Steelers owner standpoint? Then it says like, oh wow, my own guy just basically screwed me and unintentionally, but he ended up screwing me at the end of the day because he started this whole thing. So who knows? You
Well,
know?
that was the whole thing. Where you say Mike Tomlin's gonna be like, "Hey, this is my guy. Anything happens, blah blah, put it on me. Don't put it on him." And that's why he put him in such a
small position,
small role. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows there's gonna be other backlash, but at the same time, you have to put on for your people. You know what I'm saying? You see, there's an injustice going on. Mike Tomlin did what he had to do. He made sure that man got a job at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All this legal shit, yeah, he got money from before, but still some shit got to come in. He got a family, all that, you know? It just makes sense to me to not coach if you're going to lay yourself down as martyr, like we've been saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It's a buddy's career. So, I mean, like, he has to go somewhere, but, like, the fact that he's still going to be able to be in the league, I feel like just taking anything will be better for him than just going to college, because then he could be stuck in college.
Fucking take it. Go to the USFL.
Bro, that's gonna last like 2 years. It'll be dead.
Hey, if he could last 1 year, and some teams will be like, hey, he actually led these group of men, blah, blah. There was no problems. Let's give him a shot here because now a whole year has passed. His name is still relevant. He's still coaching. People are still going to want him because they know of his track record, his pedigree. You know what I'm saying? I just be thinking outside the box sometimes.
I
you know
get
what
you.
I'm saying?
I get you.
Because the ultimate goal is to get back to the league, what we're saying. But if you're going to lay yourself down like that, you got to lay yourself all the way down. There's no half-stepping in this.
I don't know. I feel like he's still involved, but like you said, he's gonna have a lot of more opportunities.
Right.
But the thing about it already, I mean, honestly, I know you agree with me on this a little bit, Steve, but it's like, look what happened. All these other black coaches are getting hired in all these different positions and this and anything. Oh, but it's really just like, oh, we don't want to get looked at next, so we're just going to hire a bunch of black guys. Well, we good, right? We good. You going to give us our draft picks too? Oh, we good. Don't worry about us.
But here's the thing. Also, so people know that's nothing new. That's always been happening. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about this in the whip earlier. I'm like, yo, it's crazy how there's this pretty much war going on. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is happening. It's funny to see how American people will be quickly to rise up for anybody else, for any other country, for any other injustice going on. But when there's injustice and discrimination going on inside their own country, everybody gets real quiet. You know what I'm saying? You can say Black Lives Matter. You can say, oh, Asian Lives Matter. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel better. But at the end of the day, if you're not actually doing anything to help the situation, what's the point of even talking about it?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm going back to with my whole Brian Flores saying, like, yo, if you're going to be a martyr about that, you really have to be a martyr about that. You really have to stay 10 toes down, no matter which direction you're going to go. If you're going to fully proceed to go to the NFL again and stay there, do that. But if you're going to go and attack 31 billionaires, go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no half-stepping, I'm going to be in, I'm going to be out.
I mean, I get it, but it's like, he started the conversation. Doesn't necessarily mean he needs to be there to finish it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. If you start something, you better finish it. But here's my thing. If someone starts some shit with me, which he's saying, I'm not saying he's right, I'm saying he's wrong because we weren't in the room. We don't know what the fuck happened. I'm just saying, if someone's saying that to me, I'm going to finish it on their part. But if I definitely start something, I'm going to make sure I'm the one that's going to finish it.
I mean, I get it. He's still involved, obviously, but it's just like, he doesn't... You want him to go down a level, make less money or something like that to do it?
No, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about setting up the other people that we were saying, the other people of color. And I say that in quotation marks because I hate that term. Just call me black. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not like you,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's just how they want to approach it type of thing. I don't know. I get what you're saying though. I get you.
Now I know people like a little squeamish talk about this, but shit, someone gotta say it. Someone gotta talk about it and be vocal about it. I'm gonna speak my mind. People are gonna like it. People are not gonna like it. Either way, I'm real. I'm gonna tell you.
Facts. I get that.
Jay, what you got?
Yeah, I know. I was about to turn to him.
Trans over there.
Bro, he's been really locked out of this one for real.
Because I love what you guys are saying. I love hearing kind of like what your perspective is, but honestly too, like I think it's funny because I'm sitting there listening, and like obviously I don't think like you guys mean like problems, but it's funny to hear you guys say like when he goes somewhere like he's gonna if he went to like the USFL or something like that, he'd show like, oh, there's no problems, like nothing like that. And I just think it's interesting because he didn't like cause any problems, right? And I think that's why like it's like so unfair that like when people talk about him, like the conversation now is like, can he go somewhere without causing a problem? Because I'm sitting back and I'm like, whoa, it was the owner that was a problem in Miami. It was this fucking rule and like these other coaches that already had people hired that like were messing around and wasting his time and making a fool out of him. Like it's those people's fault. And like, yet we're talking about it like, oh, if he goes somewhere, like hopefully there won't be any problems. It's like
go look
you
back
know what
at
I mean?
it.
That's what's like that's what's great.
He was the one that got the message. He was the one that received the message from Bill.
Exactly.
He was the one that received the message from the owner, like, yo, tank the rest of these games. The only problem that he did, which no fan or nobody that put money on the fucking Dolphins was that he won games. He stirred the fucking pot.
He stirred the fucking pot.
Like
you know
legit, he just if anything, he just showed in Miami that he was like an upstanding dude. He was like, no, you can't. Yeah, he's like, I'm a competitor.
But that was his mistake.
He's like,
you try to show that you've done better or you look better than because like he didn't flop those games, right? Makes him look better. He did this and anything because he believed in how he was running the team versus how they wanted to do it. And because he stirred the pot, they try to make him look like the villain. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. That's classic media in the end of the day, right? Crazy. Like whether like they are if depending on who they want to win or lose, they're gonna find a reason to make
get him.
You know,
they're gonna find a way to get him.
Because if he took the bribes, they would have caught him for taking the bribes, and then it would have been a big thing.
He would have got screwed the other way. Like because watching lose, they would have
my ass off if he took the bro.
Yeah,
bro, his ass would have been grass
easily.
Like, you know what I'm saying? His ass would have been grass, and it's the fact that Marv Lewis, we don't know if he did take it or not.
Yeah,
but it's the fact that he was a trash ass coach,
right?
That no one wants to give him
fire him because of that.
They're like, nobody's gonna think twice about this. No one gave a fuck. They're like, yo, he was a Cincinnati, he didn't do shit. Got the fucking red rifle up there, not doing the goddamn thing. The fuck you got AJ Green on your team, you don't do shit with. Either way, my thing is like, if they would have took the money, if they would have taken the money, it would have been so much worse, especially Brian Flores.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that part.
For sure.
Guys, I mean, trust me, this thing's gonna be ongoing, and I'm sure we're gonna have like a lot of other things to talk about this. But I don't know if you know, but in 5 days, it will be March.
Oh.
And March is my favorite time of year. Do you know why?
Because it's my birthday.
That too. That is reason number 2. Do you want to know reason number 1?
Is it March Madness?
It's March Madness.
Oh.
All right.
Are we talking about Futures March Madness or are we talking about NCAA March Madness?
I do love me some Future. You know that. Especially those Future. You ever see those Future memes where he's just like, hey, baby, Putin is invading Ukraine. But you know what? I wish I invaded more into our relationship. Man, give a kiss. Give a kiss to your mother for me.
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh, my
I
God.
thought you were going a whole completely different direction, bro. I saw another meme where he was like,
Oh my God! I'm sorry, people. I love the Future memes. This is the best.
he said, I wasn't playing with your feelings. I just wanted to make sure your emotions work. I was rolling, dog. But anyway, you got to dress it up and make it real for me because NCAA March Madness is on the way.
NCAA sports. It's in the game.
I wish.
Oh,
Let's go.
I wish.
Imagine if they
I
got
would
that.
love an NCAA basketball game.
I
And if they
would
brought
lose my
football-
mind.
Did they bring football back?
Not yet.
It's been a lot of talk about
I've heard
it.
talks
It's
like
lots of
a
talks
lot.
about it.
Yeah, I've
like
heard a
an
lot of
actual
talks.
like progressive talks about it
Yeah.
this time
And-
around, but we still haven't heard anything.
Ah.
EA Sports.
I mean,
didn't
with
say
the
nothing.
NIL deals and stuff like that, like you can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? No one's worried about amateurism. Like the kids can get paid if they want to. They can do this, that, and the other thing. But I don't know. That might make it a little bit more difficult because they're probably not going to pay every single athlete a lot of
Right.
money just to be able to put out a video game that.
But whoever is going to be on that cover, I guarantee you, is going to get paid.
money.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to get royalties off that shit.
But you know what? Fuck college football. I don't care.
College basketball.
College
All right.
It's
basketball.
all about
It is
basketball.
March. It's about to be March, and there's a lot of things going on. I don't know if you guys been watching. I know we saw Juwan Howard snap some dude's face because of that. Because that Wisconsin.
crazy.
No, but there's that. It's the Wisconsin coach started it. I'm not even gonna get down that rabbit hole. The Wisconsin coach started it. Juwan Howard finished it, and
should've
Juwan Howard's the one that
smacked
got
him up.
suspended
Yeah.
5
Yo,
years.
I
shouldn't have
actually
smacked
do
him,
want to.
Oh boy!
He shouldn't have
Oh
smacked him.
boy!
Shouldn't have.
I know for a fact I knew she had smacked him. But he got in his face.
He snatched. He didn't even snatch him. He snatched the assistant.
So what? Do we know what was actually said?
No, so he
Do we
got
know?
a
I
don't
no.
know,
What
yeah.
happens? I saw like a smoke video and they got a little closer, right?
Yeah.
And obviously there's probably some disagreements earlier in the game. I didn't watch the game,
Yeah.
but the coach came to him and Juwan Howard was like, "Don't fucking touch me." He literally was on a don't you fucking touch me. And then the coach got in his face. It was just like, you know what? This, that, and the other thing, saying this, that, and he's like, nah, man, I'm not about that shit. Pulls his mask down. He's ready to go. The kid starts splitting him up. And he's getting pushed back. And then Juwan Howard turned into the Fab Five all over again. It's like he transformed.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, I'm in my college days. We're back. Give me that face mask, boy. God
He pulled
damn.
a scorpion. He said, "Get over here.
Get over
He
here."
didn't fucking punch him. He straight up mauled his face and tried to take that bitch off.
He really tried to rip his face off like we were playing Mortal Kombat or some shit. It was crazy.
He thought he was in a movie with fucking
John
Nick Cage.
Travolta and Nick Cage. He
he
thought
said
it was Face Off.
for real, boy. But nah, all right. Once you're that big,
Yeah,
bro,
that- you
right?
had to adjust your
know what I'm
seat, bro.
saying?
You had to adjust your seat.
Once you're that big, you got to know that there's going to be consequences and repercussions.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll say that again. There's going to be consequences and repercussions, especially being the coach and a former player that generations already know about you. You can't go out and do that.
Especially being the Fab Five, bro.
You feel
Which
what I'm
we're
saying?
known for being like whatever they wanted to do. Like,
And they did that because they could have done that, you know. But this is a new age. You got to set an example for these kids, bro. Don't do that. Because I've seen so many videos of AAU coaches jacking up refs, other opposing teams, fans, all that shit. So now it's like, damn, where is the line? You know what I'm saying? Is this AAU or are we about to be professional athletes in a few months or in a few games? You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, like, the thing that's driving me crazy is that I love it and I hate it at the same time.
Facts, yeah.
Like,
facts.
you know what I mean? Like, I hate it for the reason you said. Like, I think, like, in an altercation like that, at any level, the coach should be the last person who
Very
gets
last.
physical. You know what I mean? And especially, like, when you try to set example for, like, young men, you know, they're not even at the pro level yet. But
Aspiring.
that being said, as a competitor, as someone who loves sports, as someone who understands sometimes, like, yo, if someone's getting in your face, like, I love it. I love everything about what happens.
Yeah.
I love it.
He invaded his same space, bro. But like,
you know what I mean? Like, so I'm conflicted. Conflicted because I hate that he did it, but I love that he did it.
go blue. That's all I'm gonna say about that one.
Oh my god, that was such a situation. And I'm honestly, you know, I'm Team Juwan Howard, but like, Buddy is having a pretty shitty season. He probably did a little pissed off. I mean, if I was losing like him, I'd probably want to swing on this small little white guy from Wisconsin. So, I don't know about y'all.
You think that lights a fire under his team, though? You think they're like, damn, coach is real. Like
he's rooting for us, but damn, we still lost.
Yeah,
you know
like he's
what I'm
going.
saying?
He's literally going to war for us,
bro. Like literally, Juwan Howard started the game and he was like, "All right, man, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go win." But after that game, he watched it. Yeah, man, fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. We about to get this.
Quick.
We just turned up. We ain't doing this shit again. I ain't losing the rest of this season. He probably changed. Black boys came out like that. That's what happened.
But the Big Ten is such a tricky fucking conference.
Yeah, it's so
to
competitive.
Watch, bro.
So competitive.
It's so fucking tricky. In Rutgers, I keep losing money every time I bet against them when they're at home, and I shouldn't do that. So as to say, if you see Rutgers at home, fucking smash that shit. Doesn't matter who they're playing, they always seem to win at the rec, bro. It's the craziest shit, bro.
Take that from Steve, and if it doesn't win, make sure you charge them.
Please,
right?
that is the craziest shit. It's been happening for 3 weeks now. I'm sick of it. The bookie's been on my ass, but I finally got him off. One last parlay a few weeks ago. But anyway,
it's lit.
But it's just like it's such a fucking tricky ass conference. So once the season gets into March, which is in a few days, I don't know how the Big Ten's gonna fare out. I'll tell you something. The Big East, that's looking pretty good. Providence, I don't know if you guys.
Bro, did you watch the game last night? I was at Stats. I was at Stats with my boy Tall Paul last night watching the game.
Go ahead, yeah.
And they were going back and forth. Honestly, Providence was losing a little bit. And something that I've been kind of talking nonstop is that this has been a really weird year for college basketball because all the top 10, top 15, even top 20 teams are losing to non-ranked guys.
Yep.
Like there is not one superpower that's going to come in smacked by 30 points or whatever and just kind of take it away. So it's just kind of like, what's the deal? What's going on here? And so you got places, like Providence, who's actually been up and coming. They've been constantly winning recently.
Right.
And the fact is they were about to lose that game. And all of a sudden, they started making some great last-minute shots, and they ended up going to double overtime, and then ended up pulling it through because of some stuff. So it was a wild game, bro.
Man,
I was
Did
losing
it go to triple or quadruple overtime?
It did.
Some at least triple, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it went to three because
it went to three. Yeah.
I stopped after the second
hammered.
one. Yeah, I stopped. I wasn't hammered. I just stopped after the second one. I was like, I gotta switch this shit. But yeah, bro. Providence is looking really good. And another thing I know is like when it comes to crunch time situations like that, like the last minute of the game, if they're within striking range, which is 5 points, I would say that's striking range, 2 buckets, you can make that back.
Yeah.
They find a way to pull it off. No matter if they're on the road or they're away. They got some gritty shit going on down there. I don't know what's going on, but that's looking like my front runner.
Is this
for
an
so
up
far.
like a Providence? Is this a team led by like upperclassmen right now? Like, are they very junior and senior heavy?
I have to do research, but they probably are.
Because it's funny because right before the pandemic started, so it would have been in 2018, so 3 seasons ago, right?
Right.
I saw the Cam, one of my boys, he went to South Carolina. We went down.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout
Go
out-
Cox, all
shout out
that.
Cam and the Cox.
Yeah.
We missed that guy.
We do.
Richardy, come back, man.
Shout out to Scramble.
Come back.
Bang.
You like that one? You like that one?
Oh shit, we definitely gotta get your stories from the waste management tournament, Justin. I just remembered that.
Oh yeah, we
gotta do that.
Oh yeah, we could have a segment for that.
We can have a segment.
We could have a segment for that. But we went to we went down to Mohegan Sun. Providence was playing South Carolina.
Yeah.
And Providence, I remember them at the time. They were super young. Like they were all like freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
But they were like the scrappiest group of dudes that I've
Always
seen in
kept
a
it
while.
tough, yeah.
And they kept it really tough. And I remember thinking to myself, like, like this is like some good young talent in this
Right.
team. So I'd be curious to see if a lot of those kids are still on that team. And now it's like a junior, senior led team. Because teams like that always worry me in March Madness. Teams that are junior and senior heavy that have dudes that have been playing together and growing
Camaraderie,
together
bro.
exactly for
That's
a
the
couple of
word.
years. Like it's very rare to find that in college basketball now. You don't find that. You used to. You don't find that anymore.
I mean, if you look at this, remember, all colleges got that extra COVID year because of all the stuff happened. So they could
eligibility?
eligibility,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, big
And
time.
so,
Yeah.
and because of how things kind of were, some like a good amount of guys stayed, and they ended up getting bonded, getting closer together. And maybe that's one of the reasons why it is so competitive right now. Maybe because they all got that extra year, they've been able to kind of play together a little bit longer and get better. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm just kind of hypothesizing at this moment. But
but think about it in like a football terms. Like, let's break it down to something that we can go back to, we can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a group, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was lucky enough to have a whole team that basically stayed together from like 2012 to all the way to 2016. We had a few people who had to go because they played the 2012 season.
Yeah.
Obviously, COVID, all that. But throughout the years, we were all consistent. We were all growing up with each other. We were all figuring it out. So when we got to the end of our careers, we got lucky enough to go to the Natty, lost that shit, but still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Title after title after title. So in a basketball sense, if you could do that, it's much harder. Because you had that opportunity after that 1 year. You're like, I'm out.
It's easy.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's real easy. But it gets real difficult when you have those group of people, those group of young men or young women in college basketball as well. If they stick together for long enough, they're going to have some shit. So you always got to be worried about that. So that's what I'm saying. Once the fucking tourney starts, watch out for them boys. They got some shit for y'all.
Dude, there was a time. My favorite era of college basketball was
the Florida days.
But the Florida days were great.
Oh,
but
with Joakim Noah and those guys?
But look, part of what made that team great, right, was because that was still on the tail end of when people would go to college and play all 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Bro, Tyler Hansbrough, Felton,
you know what I
boys,
mean?
yeah.
Like that's
Who was the dude at BC?
Jared Dudley.
No, not Jared Dudley, the small one.
Raji. He was BJ Raji's little brother, and he was tearing it up for like 3 years straight. You remember BJ Raji?
Yeah.
Fat boy for
Big
the Packers.
ass boy.
Yeah.
But he had a little brother that was on BC.
Oh, no
shit. Yeah, that motherfucker
I don't even remember
was
that,
tough. I remember I was on my recruiting shit back in the day.
Yeah.
And they brought me to the BC game, and I was like, Raji. I was like, obviously know Raji.
Yeah.
That ain't Raji.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is a little brother. I was like, makes sense now.
That's valid.
No,
You know
shit,
what I'm saying?
okay.
But all to my point that he was there, he was balling, getting his shit up. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
right,
He got better. I don't know what he did after. Obviously, we haven't heard of him.
And because that's what you did. Like you progressed it was fun to watch players develop over 4 years. Like you remember when a team had like a freshman, you were like, damn, I get to watch this kid for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Like, it was very rare. I remember Melo left after his freshman year.
Had to, bro.
He had to. There were a couple dudes who did that.
I wouldn't want to stay up in Syracuse.
No, fuck that.
Had to. Yeah, you see opportunity.
And they won the ship too. He was like, oh yeah, he's like,
I did everything I needed to do here. I'm out of here.
Now I
don't need anything else.
Let me get paid for this now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I missed that era of college basketball because now, don't get me wrong, it's not like these kids aren't good, but all the one and dones, or you know what I mean, or the not consistent rosters from team to team. You know what I mean?
You can't invest in them.
You can't.
You feel?
You can't. Yeah, exactly.
You know they're gonna be gone. They know they're gonna be gone.
I used to invest in, I used to love college basketball players and follow them. You know what I mean? Let's go. And you just don't get that anymore. You really don't. I miss that. I do.
And that's what I'm saying. I remember the fucking Joakim Noah days.
Right.
All throughout Florida. I watched him there, then I watched him go to the Bulls. I was like,
yeah,
this is my guy because he was so consistent staying there all those years.
Did they have? Am I tripping? Was Mario Chalmers on that team? Was he the point guard?
Mario Chalmers.
Was he the point guard for that Florida team?
Not be holding the ball.
Oh no, he was Kansas. Chalmers was Kansas.
I was about to say there was two big men from Florida. I only remember Joakim.
Wait, was he the white guy? Because I remember I think that guy played at St. Mark's.
He
dude.
did play at St. Mark's.
It's Eric. He's actually my boy, Brian Grossman's boy.
I know exactly. I know.
Yeah, Eric. It's Eric something. I forget his last name.
Say I'm gonna remember, but still,
I can't remember
them
last name.
boys were.
I know exactly.
You know, he went to St. He played at St. Mark's.
Yeah, he did.
Them boys were untouchable, and that's why we love that shit. But
they were nice.
I want to hear about this golf waste management.
Oh, hold on.
All right.
Oh,
I gotta say, I just gotta throw these stats, these little things here and there, and then we'll go to waste manager. I just because I'm a big college basketball guy. I lock in on the conference tournaments.
Yeah.
I make sure that okay, I got to watch this.
When do those start?
I believe not next week, but the week after.
So I do want to watch these. I want to get into them. Yeah.
And so it starts the week after, and because I'm in New York, I believe the ACC is coming and playing at the Nets Stadium.
Okay.
And then I think Big East is playing at MSG. So
Brooklyn Fire Stadium.
I've actually played in there.
You did?
Yeah, like one of my first weeks, I joined my buddies a men's league, and we went all the way to the finals, and we got to play in one of their practice facilities in.
That's pretty sick.
That's that men's league you were talking
in
about?
Barclays, yeah, I got to play in Barclays. It was sick.
That is
We
pretty
got
sick.
crushed by like 30 points.
Doesn't matter.
But I mean, I was
Doesn't
pulling
matter.
up, dog. I had like 18
fucking
points. I was
fire,
balling.
bro. You
but
were 10
like,
minutes away from Bed-Stuy, Biggie.
but it was clearly. I'm like, yo, Harden, what's up, baby? How you doing?
And he's gone.
And he's that's probably why he left. But so all the tournaments are going to come in, and we're going to be watching a lot of them. But it's going to be crazy competitive this year because it's usually, the ACC and the Big East are probably the two biggest tournaments. ACC only has Duke that's ranked right now. ACC is not great. UNC is not that great. The other teams aren't that well. Honestly, the SEC is probably one of the most competitive ones right now. Fucking Auburn was ranked for a while. I know at the beginning of the season, Alabama was ranked, but I don't think they're ranked anymore. Kentucky is still a powerhouse because they have their big man and then their Wheeler, their point guard, absolute stud who's
But
able
their
to.
rotations are crazy too, bro.
Yeah, which is crazy. They got depth, bro. It's
That's
crazy.
what I'm saying. How he's rotating these kids, bro.
Yeah, the
Perfect.
kid on Kentucky, Kellen Grady. You guys remember him? Yeah, he was from around here.
Did not know that.
Sam Malone is from around here too. Remember he played at
Which one
Situate.
was Sam Malone?
He played at Situate. Remember?
Where does he play?
He played at in Kentucky back in the day when we were in college. He played at Kentucky. He won a championship with Anthony Davis and them. Like,
But he
homies with
didn't.
him.
He didn't play though. Did he?
He got in some games.
Little
He got into games.
No shit. Okay.
He had a couple injuries.
But Kellen Grady balls. Kellen Grady.
Yeah.
He was from. I remember watching that dude. So, it was always a tradition. I would go with my brother and my dad up to UMass and then to the Garden to watch like the high school basketball like finals and shit. And I remember this kid, his freshman year, we saw Catholic Memorial had these pair of guards. CM, bro. They had this pair of guards. I'll never forget their names. It was Brandon Twitty and Kellen Grady, and there were these two freshmen, and they were balling, right?
Yeah.
Like balling, and you could tell like they were like
Light years above.
not light years above everyone else, and they were only freshmen, right? And they like you could just tell something special was about to happen. And so I years past, whatever, I didn't really follow them, and then I see that Kellen Grady was at Davidson, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, nice, good for him. He made it D1. And then I see earlier this year, I get a notification on my phone that he's at Kentucky, and he lit it up for like 35 points, including like 7 3-pointers and like one of like their big wins. And this dude is just balling. So I think I always love when someone local, someone that like you, especially someone you saw like that young playing, like balling at a high level, like it's even just like in high school, that was kind of cool. So shout out to him, shout out to Kentucky. But I gotta say, in his last year, my Duke Blue Devils and Coach K are going to bring home the title.
You think this?
No,
is?
I think it.
stop
I think
talking.
so.
You
I
think
think
it is?
so.
Stop.
I
This is some
think so.
TV shit right now. Stop
No.
the blasphemy. Stop the blasphemy right now. You should be arrested for the tomfoolery that you just said and coming out of your mouth. Are you kidding me?
Duke is really good. Come on,
Bro,
now.
they have no depth. They have 3 guys. When one guy was injured, they literally almost lost all their games. They have no depth. Branchero will be the number 1 pick, but they got nothing. They get tired, bro. They're not winning. They're gonna make it far, probably sweep
Gonna
some
do it
team,
for Coach
maybe
K.
the
Do it
but
for
they're
Coach
not
K.
winning. Yo, don't gamble with this dude. Don't.
gotta gamble.
Don't.
Fuck
No.
it. Come
He's
on,
making
now.
a terrible bet. Do not gamble.
Honestly
on
though,
Duke.
next year, just it's funny just seeing like some of the legendary coaches. Like obviously, who is it? Is it Hubie Davis that's at North Carolina?
Yeah.
Now he took over for Roy.
Yep,
He
yep.
took over for
That's
Roy
been
Williams.
this year. They've been
And-
pretty
You can't just expect that to.
Yeah, it's in
around
just
that
like
quickly.
I expect Duke to have a rough time next year when Coach K leaves. But you see some of the great coaches like start to step away from the game. And just like we were saying, like not only it's like been a new era in college basketball for like a few years now. Transition to the one and dones, and now like we're seeing like some of the legendary coaches step away. So there's going to be a new era in college sports, and I think it's going to be interesting now because that new era, like we were saying, coincides with their ability to get paid for their likeness.
Right.
So I think the next like 5 to 10 years is going to be very interesting to see like the new face of college sports and how it kind of develops and how it kind of takes shape for sure.
I can't wait for it. Actually,
Yeah.
I can't wait, but I'm gonna be so annoyed when people start pulling Ben Simmons. They're like, I'm not playing until you guys figure out my deals first. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta put some rule restrictions on those.
Well,
but like,
no, that's the best thing about it. It's still gonna be the next man up mindset.
yeah,
You know
facts,
what
because
I'm
it's
saying?
college, right? Opportunity.
Think
Yeah,
of how many
you
dudes
wanna
wait for
worry
that
about
walk-on
that shit?
spot, like, you know?
Gives walk-ons opportunity to make some money.
Fucking shout out to the walk-ons. I fuck with y'all, baby. You already know what it is.
Yeah, you guys are great punching bags. I'm playing on
Fuck
defense.
out of here. Fuck out of
You're
here.
great one. I'm playing ones.
Get
Yo,
the fuck
bring that
outta
ass here, boy.
Nah, not
Don't
on this
move.
side. Not on this side. I promise you that. Walk on strong over here.
Oh boy.
No, I gotta hear this waste management because I saw the motherfuckers going crazy
Facts.
in the stands,
It
bro.
looked insane.
All right, so
Bro.
real quick, I'll wrap up the
Yeah.
waste management. So here's what's really cool about the waste management. A couple things. So first off, it's unlike any other golf event in the sense that like it's not like traditional like etiquette and like formality. You know what I mean? Like it's basically kind of just like anything goes. Like
Throwing beer
you get-
cans,
It's and here's the crazy thing too is all the girls there are just like it's like the nightclub. Like they're like, bro, just they're all in just the tightest, skimpiest dresses, like the
They are
shortest
so
mini.
fine.
It's no, but like they're not even in like golf attire. They're legit dressed for like the nightclub.
Where is this?
It's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
It's in Arizona.
It's in Arizona.
Scottsdale is fun.
But it was
Y'all tell me about it. Yeah, I gotta
Scottsdale
go.
was really fun.
I was telling you, we messed up because we had a bachelor party the week before. Like we should have just went the next week and we would have destroyed it. I mean, I think prices probably would have been way up higher, but like
Definitely,
still,
but still, yeah.
it was like unreal time. I mean, you had unreal time. I was telling you all the places that we went to and got tables and stuff. So
It was a great time. The event itself was great. Here's the one thing that's gonna bug me though is that I was this close to seeing history, bro. Because so here's the cool thing about what happened is at the waste management there's an infamous hole 16, right?
Okay.
And it's kind of it's built like almost like a coliseum, and it's a short hole. It's a par 3, and people like gather there. Like people were lined up for hole 16 at 2:30 in the morning. Like
no fucking way.
yeah, like to get a spot for like I'm not even it's like a camp out like to get a spot type of thing.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
That's
I'm
wild.
fully invested. Keep
right,
going.
so like
Yeah.
it's literally like one big party up there.
Yeah.
And so essentially in the same tournament on 2 different days, on Saturday and Sunday, 2 dudes hit hole-in-ones, which a hole-in-one has not been hit at the waste management in 7 years. And for there to be 2 hole-in-ones in the same tournament, they both occurred at hole 16 at the fucking party. So
That sounds legendary.
yeah.
so, yo, the videos, if you've seen them online, if not, we'll have to look them up after. But it's literally everyone's watching. The ball fucking bounces, takes a friendly roll, drops into the hole, and that motherfucker erupted. Like you would have never. Like I was 2 holes away in hole 18, and it sounded like I don't even know,
Straight
bro.
up
Like just
pandemonium going,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolute pandemonium. And the second they did it, everyone just started throwing their booze, throwing their bottles. Like the caddy and the golfers were all going nuts. Like everyone was freaking out.
That's the
like,
video I saw.
That's the video you saw. It was people were all throwing their bottles, their cups, like shaking everything. Like it was crazy.
I saw a dude lift up his shirt.
There was
another
another
dude.
shirt.
I was like,
Oh.
I didn't know what the hell I was watching at
bro.
first.
People went absolutely nuts.
I was like, damn, is this a game of
Absolutely
cricket?
nuts.
I just saw nothing but green pastures and people just going wild. I was like, nah, they're playing golf over
Oh
here,
yeah,
man.
they went buck wild. They went crazy, absolutely crazy. And then it was funny too because like they had to delay the game for 45 minutes because no one could golf after because they had to come out and clean up all the shit because the
Literally.
the entire hole was covered in like
Beers.
like champagne bottles and like fucking cups and beers and all sorts of
That's
shit.
dope. Hey,
Yeah.
fuck that shit.
It's literally a
you have to have
party,
fun.
bro.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I
one,
said.
it
You
was
gotta
one
have
big
fun.
party. Yeah, one big party.
It's waste management. They got enough fucking equipment to clean all that shit up.
Facts.
Don't
But
fret,
here's,
fret not. You know what I'm saying?
here's
Fret not.
my one big complaint about golf that I gotta say is like even at this tournament, right, which is supposed to be like no rules, no etiquette, like fuck around. There still is a certain amount of etiquette where like when people are like in their backswing or like swinging, like you have to like be dead ass quiet, right? And I think that's so stupid. I think that's so no, bro. Imagine shooting you shoot a free throw in front of 50,000 people, and you got to tell them to be dead ass quiet.
Bro, the mechanics on a golf swing is a little bit different than a freaking basketball.
I disagree.
Bro, I can shoot a free throw. I used to in high school because my free throws were so wild that I used to have to do it with one hand.
Like Shaq, Shaq up there,
literally
throwing up the one hand.
I was shooting
still bricking
72% with one hand. Ask anybody that went to high school with me, I had to do that. But like in golf, you're not gonna pull up with the
Hold on, let me call someone real quick.
Hey, Justin knows my people. They'll give him a call. But in golf, you're not gonna go one hand. You know what I'm saying? Like
but that's what you did. No one said go one hand.
Yeah, you should.
I'm talking about it's more technical in the golf swing than is from a basketball free throw shot.
I know how technical.
Yeah,
I get it. It's a very technical thing. I'm just saying I would like to see what happens. Like if you're gonna have a tournament, I'm saying if you're gonna have a tournament where you're taking the rules out, like let's see it full no holds bar. Like let's see how these golfers do while some dude's screaming as they're like swinging. Like that's what I want to see.
That would be kind of interesting.
That's what I want to see.
I'm not gonna lie.
I want to see it now.
I kind of want to see it.
Like I want to know. Like
you gotta see it.
I'm not saying we change golf. I'm just saying I think if you're gonna have an event where people are like throwing champagne bottles in the field and getting fucked up and going all crazy. Let him swing. Let him yell in the backswing and see what happens. See who's got the stones. See who fucking steps up. I just want to see it.
Let's go up to the range. Yeah. Let's test this out. Let's get a whole bunch of hedge better people, right?
Yeah.
Just start screaming. Just start screaming at
Justin,
the
you're trash.
Just anything. Absurd. All that shit. Obscenities. Anything. Let's just see how it goes.
My grandma can chip better than you.
Then we're going to progress to go to the putt. You know, we feeling it. We're going to take a few laps.
We're screaming at each other at random people.
At that point, fuck it.
I mean,
what I'm saying? If they want to take it that way, they take it.
It is what it is.
But yeah, that's a dope ass story. I like that one. Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was good, man. We had a good time. Shout out to Cam. It was his bachelor party.
Yeah.
And just honestly, real quick, but just side note to Cam, I gotta give him his shout out. Because this kid, he's either the luckiest gambler or the best gambler of all time.
Both.
It's both. I think it's both. I don't like. You know what I mean? It's at this point you have to just say that the two things kind of go hand in hand when it comes to betting, and he just finds a way to win, man. He quick little story before we wrap up, like. He'd obviously hit that 12-team parlay early in the season in the NFL. He turned $25 into $15,000, and like he said, "Okay, I'm going to keep that in my Bovada account. I'm not going to cash it out, and I'm going to try." He's like, "My goal is to turn it into 25 by the end of football season, right?" So we go down. He's still been doing well. Like he'd obviously upped his bet size because now he's got a much bigger bankroll to work with.
Yeah.
So a couple months go by since then. So now we go down to Scottsdale, and. First thing he does is he picks the outright winner of the golf tournament. This guy, Scotty Scheffler, and he bets on him. He 2,200 to 1. It was plus 2,200. So he made like $1,500 on that. And then he and the best part was because the first night was our most expensive night. We landed and we went to like this club there. He bought a table.
Which club?
Spent a bunch of money. It wasn't even like a club. It was like a bar with like a club atmosphere. It was like that. It was the Dirks
Blonde.
It was the Dirks Bentley like whiskey lounge place or some shit like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, they had a table. And so he spent a bunch of money, and then the next day he goes, I spent so much money, way more than I should have. But he goes, I'm not even worried because I already know I'm going to make it back this weekend betting. So then
that guy's got balls.
He calls a shot. So
you don't know Cam, man.
So come Sunday, Scotty Scheffler wins the Waste Management Open, and Cam hits on a plus $2,200 outright, and then he bets $1,000 on a parlay of OBJ first touchdown and Rams to win the game, and he cashed out and he made 10 G's off that. He not only did he pay for his entire weekend, he made mad money, and at the end of the weekend, his Bovada account was just over $25,000. He said he was like, I made my goal for the end of fucking football.
That's crazy.
That's
man.
wild.
I fuck with Cam because I should have listened to him in that bowl game.
He always knows
with the
bro. He just
Gamecocks. It was with his.
always
It was
knows,
with his squad. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But fuck it. Shout out to you, Cam. Congrats
Yeah.
again, my boy.
Bro, I'm gonna need to borrow some of those skills, bro, because I gambled for the first time and I won. I'm 1-0.
Oh,
Put
that's
money
how
on the
they
Rams.
get you. That's how they get you.
$5 on the Rams, and I won 268
Let's wrap
Oh,
this
yo,
bitch
did
up.
you do that promotion
For
too?
FanDuel, for
You did
FanDuel.
I did the same exact thing.
It
yeah.
was great, and I won. And now I literally just goes down the app, and I'm just like, oh, do I want to take this? And they're like, oh no, do I do a parlay for the Celtics? Oh, I don't know.
Man.
And I'm just like, yo, Cam, I'm probably gonna need you in the future, buddy. Now I'm now an addict. I'm now an avid gambler with my $1-0.
Oh.
Might need to put like $10 on one of these games. We'll see what happens.
Don't
That's
be
how
crazy.
they get you, bro. That's literally how they get. We were talking about it the other day, like the psychology of it. Like they know that once you get one win, you're hooked, and so they give you these ridiculous promotions where you just make mad money, and then they're like, "All right, now you got an account. You just won some money. What are you gonna do with it?" And then they
Put it back in my bank account.
Yeah, that's what
that.
No, but of course that's what you say you're gonna do. But then you know what happens. It's a slippery goddamn slope from here. So. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And may it ever be in your favor.
Motherfucker be out there spare change.
Change. Ain't up to take the
Yeah.
bus home.
That's gonna be like the modern day like tobacco ads that they're like gonna have to ban. Like like no, you cannot offer someone $100 if Steph Curry scores a point. No, you cannot do that.
Oh, man. Yeah, I like that.
Gambling's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Anything else?
Nah, man.
Hey.
It's just good. Good to be back in Boston. Good to get a fresh cup
Yeah,
of
welcome
by
back,
my man
bro, yeah.
Ralph.
How long you here for?
Looking good and everything. I'm back until Sunday. I had to take care of some stuff. Go do some work, help her around the house because you know they're getting old, so I gotta help out around a little bit. And I found out there's a snowstorm on Friday. I'm like, I couldn't be happier to be here to help her shovel because she got a bad back. So
Yeah.
they do it. But
That's
I'm also
good
like,
shit.
fuck, I gotta shovel snow on Friday.
Invest in a snowblower, my boy.
And I'm just like, yo, I didn't bring my boots. Oh, let's have fun.
Shit.
Anything you?
Nah.
Nah?
All-Star break's over with. Back into NBA season. Celtics finished strong. Giving us something good to look forward to. Let's do the damn thing.
Let's do it. Well, guys, this is episode 25 of the Trenches, huh?
25.
25.
25. A quarter of a century? Damn.
25 in the books.
I like it.
Yeah.
25, sitting on 25 mode.
We'll catch you guys next week. We appreciate you guys.
Easy.
Later.